Solidarity International. Today is Monday the 8th of September and we're coming to you live from Glasgow, Scotland. My name is Walton Pentland and with me is Andrew Brady, and today is an extra special day because we have a very important announcement, which is the fact that we have just about doubled in size, or even more than that. We have merged with two other organizations to create a new organization which we hope will take the fight back from cyberspace into the streets and back again. We announced this morning that Union Solidarity International is merging with Trade Union TV, which is based in Ireland, and with Union News UK to form the new organization. And it's already going really well because our comrade from Union News UK and now USI News UK, Tim Lezard, is at the TUC, and he's been reporting all morning on some of the important things which are being discussed there, and he'll be reporting from the TUC all morning. So we're going to have unprecedented coverage of UK Labour news now, and also some of the most important developments in Ireland. Andrew, tell us more.
Walton, it's absolutely fantastic news, and I think you're absolutely correct to say that the ambition of Union Solidarity International by bringing these two other organisations to form a new USI is all about building worker power and fighting back against austerity and neoliberalism. And we've got to use all the means at our disposal and to unify forces where we can do in order to make sure that we pack the biggest punch, so that we are reaching tens of thousands of more people as part of a unified team, not for ourselves, not for self-aggrandizement, but in the interests of the movement. And as a result of this new stage of Union Solidarity International, as of today, we've created one of the largest platforms for the labour movement in the world online. And what we hope to achieve over the coming years is that we create a bigger organisation, a stronger organisation that involves tens of thousands of people around the world. And the wonderful thing about bringing the three organisations together under the banner of Union Solidarity International, Walton, is that we have, up until now, had three distinct audiences. Since our creation, we at USI have on our website derived our biggest audience from North America, where 40 to 50% of the more than a 250,000 hits that we've received have came from America, whereas our partners at USI News UK, 90% of their audience came from the UK, and with respect to USI Ireland, it was around 80% plus of that audience coming from Ireland. So the opportunity to unify our resources, the personnel, to ensure that we have a more dynamic and creative team helping to support each other, get the message out to the widest and biggest possible audience, is something that is really exciting, not just for us, but I hope for our labour movement around the world, that they can see how USI's platforms, whether it is in YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, Flipboard, Instagram, you name it, we are there, that we are providing a platform for unions to get their message out domestically and to externalise that around the world and create a movement online that, as you correctly said, Walton, that can be transferred to action on the ground. USI is very proud of the fact that we haven't and never have been restricted to cyberspace or just online activities. We've been helping to support workers in India's brick kilns, unionising thousands of them with our partners in India. We've been helping to support and promote human rights documentaries that have been seen by hundreds of thousands of people around the world in relation to Greece. So we want that activity to be continuing on the ground and to expand it so that we are creating not just a movement online, but indeed a movement that can help change and drive progressive policies at a ground level.
Absolutely. I mean, we all know how important having independent media is. We know that the mainstream media are not our friends. We don't get trade union stories in there. We don't get our own political perspectives in there. And even when there are stories about human rights abuses and important things like that, it very often, the way that the media publishes it, there is no sense of what can be done about it. It all seems to be, something that we're absolutely powerless to influence. And as trade unionists, we know that that's not true. We know that you can change things on the ground by working together and acting in solidarity. And in fact, that is the only way things have ever changed in history. And we need to keep telling that story. We need to keep telling the story of trade unions and community organizers around the world, people coming together and standing up for a decent world and a life with dignity. And we are really pleased that we've been able to amplify some of those voices, and that our voice is louder than ever now. Our platform is bigger than it ever was. And we just hope that we can use it to serve the movement in a way which is genuinely useful to the transformational project that we're engaged in.
Yes, I think it's always important to bear in mind that sometimes the odds can seem so big.
Mm-hmm.
The challenge is so great that it's often the case that because you have that mindset, that a degree of defeatism creeps in because of the forces, the very powerful forces that are against us, and trying to ensure equality for all, implementing and spreading social justice, and restoring trade union rights for working people as being the most important component in achieving a fairer and more equal society. And when we started this project at Union Solidarity International, pretty much like this, Walton and myself in a room chit-chatting away about what sort of project that we would like to take forward in consultation with our supportive unions, to think that 2 years later we are here today having a conversation with you, talking about how on YouTube, for example, the respective streams of this new USI project is 800,000 plus views. On a daily basis, we have up to 20,000 people just on Twitter. On a daily basis, we have the best part of 10,000 people on our Facebook page, and I could go and list stream by stream where there is a similar level of people who we are directly communicating with, and thereafter how that has been spread by our followers. And genuinely, no massaging the statistics here, although Walton says I do it all the time, but all joking aside, we are communicating with hundreds of thousands of people every single month as a result of this new project. And we want to serve our movement to help get beyond our movement and communicate and speak with the young people of today who perhaps have had very little knowledge about the trade union movement, reaching out to the unemployed and trying to create a coalition of progressive people who want the same sort of society that we are campaigning for. So the moral of the story is the wall isn't too high, the odds aren't too big, and by our endeavours such as we are doing at USI and other like-minded projects, we can make a difference. We can pierce some light in what can appear to be often a very dark world.
So get involved, follow us on whatever streams, whatever social networks you use, follow us, send us your stories, and let's form a network, let's build a network of people, let's amplify each other's voices, and make sure that we fight back and begin to win some better things around the world. And that's all for today. Thanks again for watching this update from Union Solidarity International as we enter a brave new era.